Jo here from Creative Empowerment. I am back with another spread video today, and we are using another medicine card spread from Jamie Sams and David Carson with their medicine cards, but we are using Chris-Anne's Light Seer cards. These are cards I use all the time in my readings, so we're using those today. And we're doing the Moon Lodge spread, and this is it. It's called an inward tree for centering. So the Moon Lodge spread, an inward tree for centering. There are more roots than branches, the old wise ones said. This expression notes the importance of knowing what is beneath the surface. The Moon Lodge spread is a mirror of your own personal unconscious. The world knows you outwardly, but only you can know the forces moving deep within yourself. The Moon Lodge spread is therefore a tool to help you uncover that which is hidden. By using this spread, it is possible to rip away the veils of lies and self-deceptions you've been using to thwart your growth. The Moon Lodge spread's laid out exactly in the same manner as the other medicine wheel spreads. You may have seen my previous medicine wheel spreads. If not, I'll put them linked in the description below. Make sure you're following me if you like videos that are about tarot and oracle spreads, because that's what I really enjoy doing. So our Moon Lodge spread is laid out in exactly the same manner. Now, so this one is really about yourself. It's really one about your personal unconscious. And our unconscious mind is a wealth of knowledge, but we often overlook it. So it's really good to take a bit of a deep dive into my unconscious and find out what sort of gems it can unearth for me. So let's have a look at that today. All right, I think I'm ready. We've got our 5 cards, our medicine wheel spread, our Moon Lodge spread, our inward tree for centering. I just really love that name. It's beautiful. First card is the East card in the Moon Lodge spread. This card is known as the Whirling Spirit card. It is the key to unlocking your spiritual nature and to clearly see your spiritual talents and abilities. And the Judgment card is here. So this is a pretty interesting card, actually. In my mind, I'm not looking at this card. I'm thinking about the Judgment card, the traditional tarot. So I went and got this card because I wanted you to see what I was talking about, because this was what was in my head, rather than Chris-Anne's depiction of Judgment, which I do absolutely love. And now that I've got the Judgment card, I'm actually being drawn more to this card. It's super interesting. And this is about unlocking your spiritual gifts and talents, right? And one of the things that I now do, but I have struggled with, is I do mediumship. So, calling on people who are in spirit. It's something that I'm still working on. Contacting spirit and connecting with spirit is what I do, in my job. Even with my artworks, I do psychic art, and I also allow the things that I don't call my psychic art, the actual artworks that I make, are expressions of spirit, of pure spirit, coming down through my body and into, through my hand and onto the canvas. So these cards here, or this particular card, is really making me feel about the joy that I have when I allow myself to enter the spirit realm and to stop controlling everything and to be free. That Judgment card is a lot about being free, because it's like unleashing yourself from the judgment, because I've been very judgmental in my life. So this idea of whirling spirit, the key to unlocking that is to surrender and not stay in that judgment phase, of myself. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue to get more cards out, but let's see what happens. So our South card, our number 2 card. Oh, wow, I'm loving this. So we've got 2 major arcana. This card is a card of growth, or the Seed card, which I love because it's the Earth position. Look to this card for possible beginnings, either in personal relationships or in how you relate to the environment. In the Moon Lodge spread, this card may reveal your true feelings about someone or something. It is the card that will show you your hidden emotion towards a person or thing. So this card, and I went and got the Star card, I don't know why, and I did not plan to do this, but it's giving this another dimension for me, which I hope is helpful for you as well. So the Star card is always talking about seeing yourself and loving yourself, like self-love, you know. She's naked, and I think that I'm going to have to put things over this card because I think YouTube now has this policy of doing that, or it might be blurred, I'm not sure. But the Star card is all about investing time in yourself. It is loving yourself. It is putting your dreams, you know, and your passions and the things that you're excited about, putting them in the forefront and actually filling your own cup up. She's actually pouring cups out here, and she's pouring one into her own emotions. She's also, you know, pouring it onto the earth so that she can create new things. She's guided by the stars. She has this strong connection to the stars. And this is a card of possible beginnings. And I do believe that one of the things that I am working on at the moment is a stronger connection to myself and to my real self, or to my whole self, which I don't feel like I have been connected to. So that makes sense for me, that card, those cards sitting there in that position. Card 3 is the West position, and it is the Emperor. And here we have another major arcana card, so another super interesting card. I'm going to do the same thing. And here we have both versions of the Emperor. The West card is the Dream Within a Dream card. It may lead you to your real purpose in life, so study it carefully. Is your dream or vision a product of your superficial ego, or are you truly introspective and realizing the goals which your higher self is suggesting? It is here in the West that you impregnate yourself with your real life mission. Wow, pretty heavy stuff here. And the Emperor, you know, the Emperor is that sort of male. It can be ego based, but it's a very, very solid beginning. It's a very solid foundation. Having a foundation card in this particular position, which is all about the dream within a dream, it really tells me that the things that I dream of, the things that I'm hoping to come to fruition, that I want to bring into the world, aren't coming from a superficial place. They're coming from a very grounded, very earth-based place, something that has its nature kind of stubbornly in the ground, within the ground, you know, because there is that sort of bullheaded Aries feeling about here, but there's a lot of determination. There's that determination to succeed and to keep everything that I am hoping, dreaming, wishing for to come to reality here. The other thing that I feel with that is almost like predetermination. Not that these cards definitely have that feeling, but it's kind of like that the universe is actually making the moves rather than me, that there is this divine masculine for me that actually knows the structure of how this will play out. And often I get a little bit too eager and too rushy, good words, too rushed and want it all now, and don't take the time that I need, or allow things to play out in the way that they're meant to play out in. Now, the North card here is the Two of Swords. Interesting, because I had that in the last video that I filmed. It indicates the inner wisdom you may not have recognized in yourself. Now I'm going to get the other Two of Swords. So I have the other Two of Swords here just to keep going with the theme that I have started. Hopefully it's helpful for you as well as it is for me. This card indicates the inner wisdom you have not recognized in yourself. The North is the place of wisdom and knowing. So being a swords card, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Therefore, if you are looking outside for answers, this card can gently nudge you into following the animal's lead, which we're not using the animals, although we do have an animal because we do have the crow, and crow is one of my spirit animals, so spirit guides. This card gently nudges you into following the animal's lead to find the same wisdom within yourself. Studying this card with the idea of knowing yourself will break any self-deception you may have. It's interesting what's coming up for me here, and I don't really know if it relates to that was particularly talking about, but I feel that my mind can get carried away and not be my best friend at times. Now, the Two of Swords, when I look at that card, I don't necessarily feel that way, but this card I do. I feel like I can probably be my own worst enemy. because I don't befriend myself. I attack myself, and I create problems where maybe there didn't need to be a problem. And maybe I need to wait and be a bit more patient because we've got only a partial moon here. Maybe if I wait and allow myself to process what's going on, I might be able to see my way a bit more clearly, and I might be able to let down the defensiveness that I might have when it comes to my own inner wisdom and open up to it rather than close it down and beat myself up and be attacking. It's a form of self-deception, isn't it? By hurting myself, I continue on the same past things instead of saying to myself, well, this is a challenging moment. Let's sit with the challenge. Let's take it step by step instead of trying to rush through, which I talked about earlier. And that does talk about, looking outside myself for answers, and I definitely do that a lot. So it could be much more helpful for me to go within and to stop all the fighting in my own head and look within myself to see what's going on. Okay, now final position, which is the Mountain card, or the central card, is the Nine of Pentacles reverse, which made me laugh when I turned it over. This card indicates the integration point of all the directional medicines of your personal unconscious. Wow, that's pretty heavy. It is the power shield of the true self. This is the card of the circle of knowing the within, the taproot of your personal consciousness, knowing the true self, the within, and those without can never again deceive you. And I feel that I'm kind of going to laugh a little bit because I do like to do things on my own. I do like to be quite independent, but I also really need people. And I feel like I kind of walk away or don't want people because I don't want to get hurt. So if I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles about, owning that I can do everything myself, but maybe I don't really want to. Maybe I do want a team or a community around me, and that will stop me from feeling like I have to defend myself or feeling so judgmental upon myself and not really going for the things that I want to go for because I'm putting on a front of being somebody else and pretending that it's okay doing everything by myself. And, I want to be happy with myself and be able to do that. I don't want it to come at a cost, in believing that I'm the only one that supports me. And that's not really the story. However, we can tell ourselves stories sometimes and we really do buy into them. And that's not really what I want. I don't want to buy into that story that there's, that I don't have people around me. And obviously the Nine of Pentacles can mean other things, but this is how I'm connecting to it. That, unconsciously, subconsciously, I feel like I have to do things on my own because I don't want to be let down, or I don't want to rely on other people and feel that I either owe them something or that they might be doing it for another reason other than, being involved with me. Some very sort of deep personal things have kind of come up here. This Moon Lodge spread, this inward tree for centering, is quite a deep spread, obviously, because it's working with your personal unconscious. It is difficult to know your own unconscious. It is difficult to know thyself because these things are usually hidden from us. If you do have a go of it yourself, if you've tried this spread for yourself before, I'd love to hear how you went with it. If you would like me to do one of these spreads for you, then I'm happy to do that. There's a link in the description box below for readings. Please make sure that you're following this channel. Follow me over on Facebook and Instagram also. And look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye for now.